Hey guys, good morning. Today's subject is branding and marketing. Why? Because I broke my coffee cup and it's time to get a new one. So this is kind of interesting. Have you ever heard of the third person effect? No? Yes? Let me show you. This is a text from a course I took on mass media a long time ago. Quite an eye-opening course. I highly recommend it to anybody. Not just to people interested in media, but everybody. We're all consumers of media. Everybody. We watch television and listen to the radio, and it seeps into our lives from everywhere, from all directions. You're on YouTube right now. You're saturated with media, and we can barely even see it. We're so immersed in it. Okay, we'll take a look. We disregard the media's power through the third person effect. The common attitude that others are influenced by media messages, but that we are not. That is, we are media literate enough to understand the influence of mass communication on the attitudes, behaviors, and values of others, but not self-aware or honest enough to see its influence on our lives. And here's the associated political cartoon, which you just have to love. Their faces really set it off for me. It reminds me of Mad Magazine. Well, we can ignore it all we like, but the simple fact is that advertising works on us, and building brand familiarity is probably in my best interest. So, I was filming the refrigerator, the video that I'm making right now, which you will see shortly. I'll probably release this at the same time as the video in question. One of the shots takes place on the refrigerator, and I wanted a button with this logo on the refrigerator. So I'm making some Pocket 83 buttons. They are little magnets, and this is wonderful. I'll show you how easy it is to snap it on and off of a magnetic surface. I love these things. I used to use Gorilla Glue, but I think I'm going to upgrade to epoxy with this batch. Just a ceramic disc magnet, and you have to have a badge machine. This one has really gone through the ringer. It looks like it was dipped in water or something. It's been on the refrigerator for years. It actually looks kind of cool the way the colors bled, but it rusted inside as well. This logo was to a puzzle building game that I had come up with many years ago, before I did anything on YouTube. And the story of it is, well, interesting, but a little bit tragic. If you've seen the Rubik's Bricks puzzle video, then you know that it's very possible to invent something that already exists, and it's kind of heartbreaking. There really is nothing new under the sun, and this Plinkets was a case of that, where I had the website up and everything, and I was really going to produce this product and have it manufactured, and it just fell through. It was awful. I'll probably make a video about this someday, though, because it still is a wonderful puzzle toy, even though I can't claim ownership to it as far as intellectual property is concerned. I suppose I could get a design patent on it, but really, what's the point anymore? I see more and more that life moves quickly, and I don't have time to jealously guard all of my ideas and protect them. I would rather share them and get them. You ever hear the expression, nobody ever backs up a Brinks truck into your grave? Well, that's exactly it. The ideas are no good if they aren't shared with the world. And no secrets. No secrets. Now watch how effectively this goes on and off. This is a case of serendipity. That's your word for the day. It was very serendipitous. It is just quite natural to take it on and off this way. So it really makes about the ultimate refrigerator magnet. So I may sell them or something. I don't know. Let me know what you think. What's it worth? Alright, button making 101. This little device, it's just downright awesome. You gotta check it out. There's a little tiny round razor blade right there. You can barely see it. And when you twist this around, it cuts a perfect circle. This is an inclined plane. It's like a thread on a screw. If you twist this little disc, it will raise or lower the blade to adjust it to optimize its cutting. So now I just print out whatever document I want. Here, let me show you a couple buttons I made first. Let's see. Majora's Mask, more plinkets, mandatory obscure movie reference. Oh no, can't have that, they'll come after me. Only slightly satirical political statement, and of course, don't press me, that's deep. Alright, so I have a nice, simple graphics editing document that prints these out. After a lot of trial and error, I was able to produce this. So I can print these out really simply. And now I just center it on this gray circle to the best of my ability. It's easier when the camera isn't in my face. And I just twist. The little gray ring should wrap right around the button and you shouldn't see it at all. And now to the button manufacturing process. You need a button machine. But I have an idea for... Actually, why don't we change gears? I'm going to show you some ideas. That's why you came here. And besides, this expletive deleted is obsessed with cutting his hedges, and I don't want to listen to the noise right now. But I have an idea about how to change a drill press into a button machine. But since I'm going to show blatant favoritism to the viewers of this channel, I'm going to give you a couple of ideas. Here's one that's patentable. Go ahead and make yourself $1 million. What is it? You know those goofy little staple pullers that you use in the office? Well, imagine that its mechanical action has a retractable magnet setup that removes the staple with it. So that after you squeeze, the staple gets pulled away and it doesn't end up in that office carpet. Okay, ideas. That's why we're here, right? I mean, well, that's why you're here. You want to see some ideas? Why not? Puzzle idea. Think about it. Oh, yeah. Well, forget about the equilateral triangle stock. Look at this. This wasn't my idea, but it's kind of cool. Oh, obligatory branding opportunity. Moon, right? Moon. Star. Moon. Star. Isn't that cool? What if we did it in 3 directions with a 3-parted theme? Maybe we should just finish filming down here, because that guy's going to be trimming his hedges for quite a while. Here's 2 more. Paintbrush storage. Oh, is this excellent for polyurethane? And when it gets gooey, you just pull the goo out, and whatever mineral spirits remains you can reuse. How about this one? Listen up, calculus teachers. Let's plug it in. Sorry, it's very difficult with one hand. Hope the motor's not on. Okay. What is this? It's just a motor. But look at this. I have a function written on here. This is y equals x squared. Just your regular run-of-the-mill parabola. And we could put interchangeable functions on this. And it's got a switch. So remember in Calculus 2, how it was so difficult to visualize rotating a function about an axis? We could rotate a bunch of different functions around the axis and still visualize it. I hope that transfers to camera. Wow, I'm sorry to be so nasty, but it's like having a splinter in your brain. I remember one of the funniest videos I have ever seen on YouTube was by Steve Ramsey, who was filming and he was just having a bad day. The neighbors would just blow leaves and make noise, and it's unbelievable how sensitive you start to become to noise when you start to film as much as I do. It's as though I'm developing a disorder. I have this diminished tolerance for anything noisy. Okay, now that's off my chest, on with the show. There are 3 parts, 4 if you count the graphics. There are 3 parts that you need to make a button. And first we'll start with the back. These parts are very inexpensive. You can order them online. That's why. Because the machine is so expensive, it's kind of a deterrent. And if we could convert the drill press into a button maker, that would be awesome. Okay, so you have the back, and then the front, and then the artwork, and then this little piece of clear plastic goes over it, and you put it in the machine. I have never been able to figure out this disc of aluminum that came with the machine. I have no idea what its function is, but it fits in there perfectly. Please, if you have any idea what this is, help me out. It's driving me nuts. But I haven't found a use for it. So we put the parts in and make sure that the machine is flipped to this side. Shiny clear plastic. Press. And then we flip the switch and press again. And it is as simple as that. What do you think? You like it? I do. I hope it's not too self-indulgent to make my own brand, but it's kind of neat. And what do you think? Should I sell them? Maybe on eBay or something? I don't know. So what exactly did any of this have to do with the broken coffee mug? Well, that's the other thing that would be great. How's that look? If you guys would be interested in scoring a coffee mug or a magnet button pin, please let me know, and I'll see if I can do something about it. Now, of course, if it were the case that there were enough interest expressed in having a coffee mug, I would get them professionally printed. It's not like I would just send you a coffee mug that has a piece of paper spray glued onto it. I would ask you to please consider that the price for a button magnet like this is probably about, I don't know, what is it worth? $2? So I would have to charge a lot more than what it's actually worth. And the idea behind that is that you're making kind of a contribution to this goofy thing that I do. You're supporting the channel. I added masking tape just so I get the polarity the same on all the magnets. But anyway, I like the idea of sending something that I actually made, even though it doesn't take much to make something like this. I still have a little bit of my time invested into it, you know, like the labor theory of value or something. Ooh. To me, that just feels a little bit more personal, I suppose, than just asking for some random donation or some ridiculous sponsorship. Not that there is anything wrong with those, employing those types of methods to support or further your channel, but I'm just not ready for that sort of thing yet. It still feels too bizarre for me to make that level of commitment to it yet. And also I lack the popularity at this point to really justify inflating my ego to that degree. Well, I don't know. I would really appreciate your thoughts. I asked for what you guys thought on the last video, and the response was just overwhelmingly fantastic. It was really supportive and just gave me a lot to think about and a lot of good feedback. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. I suppose it's as simple as ask and you shall receive, right? But I'm asking again, how should I proceed in a way that doesn't offend you or drive you away, and at the same time can help me further this? It's interesting. Let's see what we could do with it. And so what I'm asking of you is help me come up with a price, I guess, or a fair approach to this whole marketing slash, what was the word that I used at the beginning? Branding. And in the meantime, have a great day, guys. And really, thanks for watching this. Here's a rather strange point of interest, something that I learned from trial and error. If you're in a rush and you don't wait for the printer ink to totally dry, then after a few years the button will start to rust around the edges. This is not the case with these. I put them out in the sun to dry for a good solid hour before I made buttons out of them.